Hello. How are you guys doing? I just dropped off Tanya Jean Applestein, prettiest girl I've ever seen. Just dropped her off at her house. I picked her up. It is 1:30. I picked her up about 2 hours ago to go to Kroger because she needed to go shopping. Her son just came in town for Christmas. I got one of these San Pellegrino lemon things tonight, which you would think are real healthy, but they're not. They're like so many calories, but they're good. I like them. Anyway, she's like, I have to go to Kroger, and I was like, okay. And I was like, let's go to Kroger. So I picked her up, and I said, well, first I want to get a fountain pop, which I didn't end up getting. I got that, and then I got a bottle of Fiji water. And I said, hey, can we drive by Kohl's? I want to see if they have these backpacks for Alex. And which we went in there because Tanya's like, well, I might want to buy something at Kohl's. I was like, well, I don't know if they're open 24 hours right now. So we pulled up and there was this family coming out. And I was like, are they open right now? She's like, yeah, they're open 24 hours. So we went into Kohl's. We literally walked around the whole store of Kohl's and shopped at like between 12 and 30 a.m. So let me show you what I got at Kohl's. Are you ready? So I got this Izod sports fleece. It's like two-tone, do you see? Blue and blue. I think I'm gonna wear it on Christmas Eve, although they were wanting to do onesies, and now it smells good. They were wanting to do onesies. Okay, so I got this on sale. It was $55 marked down to $24. See, don't you think that's real nice? I'm gonna put like a white button down underneath it. So anyway, it's like a dressier fleece. It's kind of hard to explain unless you see it in person. So anyway, because it'll be dressier but casual. Or I might wear some flannels and like a flannel, my jeans, and fry boots. So I got that, and then I got this game to take to Alex's aunt's house on Christmas Eve. It's called Ocho's Locos, and it's like crazy eights, but it has all these funny rules in it. Like, Ocho's eights are wild, and hot pepper cards spice up the action by creating new rules and different strategies. It was $20, and it was on sale, 50% off. Then, you guys, oh my God. Now, you know I had to go into the candle section. They had those woodwick candle things, and I got, this one's called Flickering Fireside. I cannot wait to burn it tomorrow. Oh, it smells so good. Oh my God. And then I got this one. Okay, the other woodwick one I got was called Vanilla Gourmand. These are holiday blends. These were $3.99. They were like marked down from like they were like expensive. They were like $7.99 or $5.99 marked down to $3.99. And then I got this one. This one's not the same brand. This is Sonoma, which is the Kohl's brand. Sugared pine and cinnamon. This one is like the best. So, yeah, that's what I got. And on the heels of doing my video yesterday where I talked about luxury things that we do not need, what did I get for Alex? Well, I will tell you. The receipt is right here from Louis Vuitton. My Louis Vuitton receipt. Got him a few things. So, I didn't spend, well, first of all, the wallet that I wanted to get him was more expensive than I thought it was. But I got it for him because I wasn't going to, and let me tell you, I went home last night and his wallet was laying by where we put our keys. We have like a place where we both put our keys. And his credit cards and like ID were laying on top of it. And I was like, why isn't he putting it in there at all anymore? Like, I don't understand. And so I looked. The zipper is completely broken out of it. So really, he's using this wallet as a keychain. And I was like, you know, he's had it for 8 years. So I went and I got him this Louis Vuitton wallet. The one that I got him, though, like, I don't know. I don't think, it's not my favorite monogram. It's the the 2 different shades of brown that are checked, and she said that he could bring it back and exchange it for what they had, but like they're out right now and they're like they're getting new ones in. So she said that he could pick whichever one he wanted. He could get the gray and black. I kind of like the gray and black. It's like a little bit more professional. I'm always like old school, the LVs, but I'm not real into all that kind of stuff anyway, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, I got that for him. Alex's mother's Kodak book came in the mail today, thank God. Whew, so that's done. I'm basically done Christmas shopping. So, hark the herald angels sing. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn king. I watched the very, very old first ever A Christmas Carol movie today that came out in 1938. It was so good. I watched Fat Albert's Christmas. I listened to a little bit more of my audio Christmas book. I was so Christmassy today. I was so Christmassy. I love Christmas. I love Christmas. I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Thank God, because my hair is so bushy and out of control. I've been wearing a hat like every day for like the last 2 weeks. It's like my sideburns are so long, you guys. My eyebrows, I need them trimmed. I used to be able to trim them with the razor that I used to have, but now I don't know how to do it with my new razor, and I'm afraid I'll shave my eyebrows off. So one time I did it, and we were going to I can't remember, some event, and I literally shaved my eyebrow like half off. I was so embarrassed I almost didn't go. Alex is like, you're going. And I had to go with like my eyebrow half shaved off. And let me just tell you, people tried so hard to act like they didn't notice it, but they noticed it. I mean, it's kind of hard to notice not to notice when somebody has their eyebrow half shaved off. Do you know what I was thinking about today? I used to watch RJ and Will at Shep 689 because like they daily vlogged forever, like 6 or 7 years, and their vlogs were like between like 7, I think, and 12 minutes, and like I am right now at 7 minutes. What if that was my vlog? Just that. Like, that is crazy that like, and they would have it be like several clips throughout like the day. I'm like, how do they do that? And they would talk about how it was like real hard and a lot of work to like splice that stuff together. Okay. Really? That kind of shit cracks me up when people say that. I'm like, it's not that, it really isn't that hard. And they didn't really do anything a whole lot different than I did. Like, they just like filmed little spots and then they just like put them all together. It's literally super easy to do. I miss them daily vlogging. I loved their vlog. It's like you get so attached to someone, you know, and then it's like they just, like somebody said to me, it was so nice, I can't remember who you are, and I like specifically looked at your name because I was like, I see you comment on my videos a lot, and I was like, I've got to remember her name so I can shout her out in a video. And so you know who I'm talking to, but she said, Peter, you don't have to like vlog every day of next year, just maybe every other day or something. She was like, so you don't get so tired. And I was like, no, I love vlogging. It's like my favorite thing to like put up my vlog every day. It's like the one thing like I have to do, you know? My goal for 2018 is literally to post a video on every channel every day. Like I have, and I've come pretty close. Like I think on all of my channels, like I may have missed, like on my BookTube channel, I probably missed 5 to 10 days. My Peterisms one, it's really hard to, I said starting December 1st that I wasn't going to post on there every day, and I've posted on there every day so far. And I love that channel. I'm having so much fun picking like what to talk about for the day. It's crazy to me that the channel that I just get on there and tell stories about myself, you guys, like it is like doubled in subscribers in 1 month, and like I'm getting a lot of views on those videos. Like people are watching it. Like that means so much to me that like people are actually watching videos of me talking about my life. And today I put up this one that was 25 lessons I learned from my mom, and what's really cool about that whole thing is that, especially of reading like old posts, of which eventually will run out because there's only so many posts that I can read, you know? But what's interesting about that is that like I have forgotten a lot of the posts that I wrote. Like I don't remember all of them, you know? So it's very, very cool. It's been a great year. It's, you know, there's been ups and downs, and But it's really been a good year, you know. I was thinking about all that's changed since last year at Christmas, and it's like, well, my brother-in-law Fufu lived here with his girlfriend. I mean, Jesse still lived here. They both lived here. They now live in San Diego. They went on that 3-month trip to pick out where they're going to move. My aunt was still alive last year at Christmas. My uncle and my aunt still lived in their condo. Alex and I hadn't started marriage counseling, which is like a huge thing. It's like, I mean, I love the messages I get from people that say, thank you so much for talking about your marriage counseling so openly. My husband and I, or my wife and I, recently started marriage counseling because of you talking about it, and it's really helped our marriage. Like, you guys have no idea how much that means to me, because I have to tell you, of all of the things, of the gossip threads that like are kind of hurtful, it's when people want to pull apart or attack my marriage, of which they know absolutely nothing about except for what I show on this channel. And it's hurtful, you know. I feel like I show so much of my life. I talk about the good, the bad. I talk about, you know, the hard times, and that it hasn't always been easy for Alex and I, and, you know, that a relationship, you know, relationships are tough. But like, you know, instead of like using us as a role model couple of a gay couple that has been married and then legally married and has stayed together with a 12-year age difference, you know, we're completely two different cultures, and we've been together for 9.5 years. To me, I think it's pretty phenomenal. I'm very, very proud of it. I'm very proud of my marriage, you know, and to be able to openly talk about how marriage counseling has really helped us, and have other couples see that and go do that, I think that's awesome. I love that, you know. I would have everybody in counseling if I could. I would have everybody in marriage counseling and individual counseling if we could all afford it, because I think, like, you know, we just grow from that. And I was just talking to my counselor during my last individual session, and he said, you know, what do you want to do going into 2018? And I said, well, what do you want to work on? And I said, you know, I'm this big believer in remaining teachable, and I'm a big believer in, like, making your dreams come true and all this kind of stuff. And I said, I really want to come in here and really talk about that. Like, you know, like, it's very obvious to me that life is short and that we're, you know, on borrowed time as it is. And I said, I really want to, like, attack my dreams and make them realistic. And I want to have, like, the most amazing life possible, and even more than I already do, you know, like, those things that I don't have in it, I want to have in it. And so we talked about, you know, all of the things that I want to accomplish in my life, and we kind of set up some goals and what we're going to talk about going into 2018. And I'm going to use him Slash as, like, kind of a life coach, accountability person, you know. And but, you know, it's interesting. I used to go get massages before I started vlogging. I used to get massages like every other Monday, and I got 90-minute massages, and I, you know, had no problem taking that money and putting it towards, like, physically feeling better, because I felt like at the end of 2 weeks, you know, like, it really made me feel better physically, and I really do believe that it did. It relaxed me. I'm a big believer in massage therapy and acupuncture and all those kinds of things, aromatherapies and all of that. And I think spa days are great for people if you can afford them. If you can't, you know, you can do them at home. You can buy cheap masks from the dollar store and take a bath with candles, and, you know, I mean, do a facial at home and drink some tea and lots of water, and make, you know, water with, you know, cucumbers. I mean, that stuff, the way that if we treat ourselves that way, like, I think our body responds and like. But I was telling him, I said, you know, like, I had no problem shelling out the money for a massage, but it's like, I don't want to spend extra money on coming to a counselor every other week. Like, I should, like, I could afford, for what I was affording for the massage, to go see my counselor every week. And so I said, I really need to put that in perspective. And so, yeah. So I really want to do a lot of self-care in 2018. I've been, you know, people ask me all the time, like, do you do New Year's resolutions? You know, yesterday I talked on here at length about, like, wanting to do more charity work and wanting to do more good towards the world, wanting to put more good out there into the world. But I also think that in 2018, I want to do a lot more self-care. I want to take, you know, a lot better care of myself, and physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. You know, I want to really conquer my dreams. When I think about how long I wanted to write a book, you know, and that then when I actually sat down and just did it, and that whole process for me took 3 weeks and then 2 months of editing, and then I had a book published, you know, and basically my publisher did all of the work, I mean, after I wrote the book. And, you know, I think about that and I think, like, how easy that dream was to accomplish. And it's like, I don't really think that most of our dreams are that difficult. I think we just have to put action to our words, you know? I really, really do believe that. Like, I do believe that anything is possible. It's interesting, I was watching this Christmas movie the other night that's, like, one of my all-time favorite Christmas movies, called A Season for Miracles. And the guy in it who falls in love with this girl, there's a little girl in it, and he is like, so he's like dating her supposed mother, and he does this scavenger hunt with her to the library where she finds the book, The Secret Garden, which I love that book. I haven't read it in years, but I love it. And he says to her, anything is possible, and she says, do you really believe that? And he says, yeah, I believe anything that you put your mind to is possible. And I really do believe that, you know. I'm a big believer that anything in life is possible. When we think about the context of our lives, you know, and that we're here but for a short period of time, life is really this magical place, you know, of, like, it was interesting, I was going through, like, my Twitter the other day, and so you guys have heard me talk about Tanner Kearns on here before, and he's a friend of mine, and he's like 25, I think, and anyway, he's a college student, and he works, and he also has a YouTube channel, and he tweeted out this picture of him ice skating with his friend, and I was like, I haven't ice skated in so long, like, that sounds like so much fun, you know? And I'm like, well, another day. And I was like, why don't I go do those things? You know, those aren't like bucket list things. Those are just, like, I think, things that enrich our lives. And he's somebody that is always doing those things to, like, enrich your life, you know? Whether it's going and buying the perfect candle that he wants to have, or going ice skating, or, you know, like, having a dinner party with his friends. Like, he's somebody that always does those, like, simple things. And I appreciate that about people, you know, that, like, they live their truth. And sometimes I find myself so busy. Like, sometimes I think people in my real life get confused about why I enjoy vlogging and driving around talking, but, like, for me, it's very relaxing late at night to kind of just drive around and talk and reflect on my life, you know, and to think about where I'm at. And, like, recently, with Christmas coming up and trying to get these projects in that I'm going to be doing at the beginning of the year, and taking some time off, and, you know, getting presents, and, like, you know, everybody's busy at this time of year, you know what I mean? But, like, I sometimes don't take care of myself, and it's like tonight I filmed my videos, and then Alex wasn't getting off work till 8. His cousin Maya flew in, and they stopped at his mom's house, and so he was like, well, since I'm up here, because he works close to, like, where his mom lives, he was like, I'm gonna stop by their house and then I'll be home. And I said, okay, I'm gonna lay down for just an hour. Well, when he came home, I mean, I crashed so hard. I laid down at like 9 o'clock, and he came home at like 10:15, 10:30, and he was like, he came over and he gave me a kiss, and he was like, hey babe, and I was like, what time is it? And he was like, 10:15. I was like, oh my God, I've only been out for like an hour. I mean, I was dead asleep. And I sometimes don't realize, like, how much sleep I need or how much relaxation I need. So, like, tomorrow morning is going to be nice because I'm getting my hair cut and I can kind of just relax. And then I have to go in my office for 2 hours for this last meet, and then I'm done, you know? And then it's like, I'm going to just relax the next couple days. I want to clean the house a little bit tomorrow. And I was supposed to do a live stream tonight, and I didn't end up doing it. And I was like, I just need to relax. So, I got that spicy Chipotle adobe from Chipotle again. You guys, I'm obsessed with that stuff. It is so good. So anyway, but Alex has to work on Saturday, so I think tomorrow I'm gonna do a long live stream, and I'm gonna clean a little bit around the house afterwards, and then, unless we end up going over to his family's house, and then I'm going to, maybe I'll go to the meeting tomorrow night. I haven't gone to the Friday night meeting in a long time, and I probably won't go Sunday because it's Christmas Eve. Yeah, and then Saturday he works, and so I'm going to do laundry. I'm going to try to film some extra videos for my BookTube and Peterism channel, so that those will just be done for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. But we don't have a lot to do this year for Christmas, which is, I was kind of sad about it. And then I was, there back in the day, oh my God, it used to be like, we would have to go to my dad's, and then we would have to go to Alex's aunt's, and then we would have to go to my aunt, or we'd have dinner with my aunt and my uncle and my cousins, or my cousin and her husband, and then we would have to go over to Alex's aunt's, and we would stay there till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and then we would come home, and then we wouldn't do anything with Alex's family on Christmas Day, because they do it all Christmas Eve, but we would have to go over for brunch to my cousin or my aunt's on Christmas Day at like 2 o'clock, and then we wouldn't get home till like 6, and then we would totally crash and be dead asleep. And this year we just have Christmas Eve at his aunt's house, and I got kind of sad about it. And then I was like, you know, I think it's kind of nice. Like, maybe we can watch some movies on Christmas Day, you know, and like, I don't know, just relax. And I'm excited about it. So maybe we'll go over to his mom's house on Christmas Day. I don't know. I'm sure his brother and sister-in-law are not working on Christmas Day, but. So yeah. And guess what? Because of this winter storm coming, we are supposed to have snow showers on Saturday morning into the afternoon. It won't get any higher than 38, which means the snow will not melt. Christmas Eve morning, we're supposed to have snow, and going into the afternoon, it will be so cold that it won't melt, which means that if this goes exactly as planned, Peter will get his white Christmas for once. Finally, I am going to get a white Christmas. I've just been begging for it for years and years and years. And it was interesting, Alex and I, was it last night that we went to Cheesecake, or was it the night before? I can't remember. But anyway, we were sitting there talking, and he was like, he goes, you're so cute. He was like, you're like, desire to have this white Christmas. And he was like, did you have a white Christmas when you were growing up? And I was like, always. And he was like, did you really? I was like, oh yeah, always. I was like, we always had like bad winters in Indiana when I was growing up. And I said, it's just been in like the last 10 years that like, it's been more like, you know, the whole environment change and things, supposedly. It's like we don't really have a white Christmas the way that we used to anymore, you know? We never do. Like, sometimes we don't even get snow now until like the middle of January. We have not had snow yet, and that is weird in Indiana, you guys. Although, this is supposed to be a really bad winter for us, supposedly. Now, if this snowstorm moves around us and we don't get any snow, I'm going to be real upset. So y'all pray for me for how I have my white Christmas. So, I'm excited about that. I have not, you guys, since some of you out there are about to die, because this is something I've never really shared on here that I want to do. I went and saw, I think it was 1976. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I would have been 4 years old, going on 5. I went and I saw the original Star Wars with my dad. He took me to it. I have my original little Star Wars t-shirt that I got at the movie theater in my basement. And, so anyway, I have only seen Star Wars, and I do not remember it whatsoever. And I want to watch all of the Star Wars movies. And I've asked Alex if he's interested in doing it, and he's like, yeah, I think that would be really fun. A couple years ago on Christmas, he bought me all the Batmans. So we watched all the Batmans. And so I want to do that with the Star Wars. So you know, like Star Wars, and then like, it's interesting whenever I say this, people are always like, well, are you gonna watch them like in canon order or like in the order they're made? I'm like, and whenever I ask somebody, like I have this guy that I've worked with on several of these projects, this client, and he is like, okay, you have to watch them. I can't, he's like, I don't know if they're not chronological order. Chronological order would start when like Luke Skywalker was a kid, right? Or long before that, his parents and stuff. He told me to start it with like the way that they were made. So like Star Wars, whatever the second one is, Return of the Jedi. I don't know them, you guys. What's the second one? People out there are dying right now. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe you don't know this. Whenever I like, but see, that's why I want to see them, and I want to read all the Harry Potter books so that I can like go watch all the movies. I've seen the first one. I'm like sitting here trying to like rack my brain, like thinking of the second Star Wars movie. I know somebody has already typed it in the comment section. I feel like it starts with an O. Does it start with an O? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter. It does. I'm sorry, it does. It does. Oh my God, the heat is like going off on my camera. I'm gonna have to let it take a break for a second. Let's see how long I can keep talking about this. So yeah, I'm excited about having a white Christmas. I feel like I've done about everything Christmassy I can possibly do this year. Except for have a white Christmas. If I have a white Christmas, it'll totally make my Christmas perfect. There's no gift that I want. I don't need any gifts. There's nothing that I want for. I have a blessed life. I have a blessed marriage. I have a blessed family. You know, I have the life I always wanted. And I feel very, very grateful for that. And I don't ever want to take it for granted. And I think that Christmas is a wonderful time to appreciate those things. So I think actually that's a really good place to end. So I'm just going to end it there for tonight. And my next couple nights will probably be longer. I know there are some people that have reached out to me and said that they're alone for Christmas. And so I want to make some longer vlogs so that they're not all alone. I was talking to Tanya about this tonight. If it wasn't, you know, for Alex's family, if I wasn't married to Alex, this year I might be all alone for Christmas. My dad has got some very, like, strict plans that he has to go do. And, which I could have tagged along, but I wouldn't have wanted to. My cousin has other plans, and if it wasn't for Alex's family, I wouldn't have anything to do. So I feel for those of you out there that are without Christmas plans, but start a new tradition, do something fun, you know? I don't know, maybe make a homemade pizza and buy some movies, and I think Christmas is in the heart. But I still feel for you. It sucks, you know? So I'll try to do some fun vlogs for you guys so that you'll have those to watch on. And I'm gonna do a Christmas Eve vlog going into Christmas Day. So I'll probably go take a break for an hour. I'll need to get away from the family, and I'll show some of what's going on at the family Christmas, because that'll be fun. And you guys will get to see Maya, Alex's cousin, and all that kind of stuff. I love her. I consider her my cousin too. So it'll be fun, and I'll show you guys all that, and you'll get to see that on Christmas Day. So. All right, you guys, I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Go get your Christmas shopping done. Bye.